I am beating every N64 game, and I mean all of them. The twist is, the next game I play is randomly selected, so I have no clue what's coming next. This is the journey to beating every N64 game. As a disclosure, this video is sponsored by Atlas, but more on that later. Game number 145, NHL Blades of Steel 99. Released in 1999, this game was developed and published by Konami. It's back to the hockey rink once again. I seem to remember Blades of Steel being a popular enough game on the NES, so maybe this one's actually going to be pretty good. The Konami sports games on the N64 have been pretty hit or miss by this point, so it's kinda hard to tell. I basically played no hockey games growing up, and honestly, probably none before starting this challenge at all. I just was never into hockey, as my sports interests were really basketball and football. I looked at the game settings to start, and I was surprised to see the default difficulty on Rookie. I was even more surprised to see that this wasn't the easiest level. It's basically the medium of this game. In literally any other sports game I've ever played, Rookie means easy, but sure. The way we handle sports games in this challenge is we try to win the main championship for that sport in the quickest way the game allows. For hockey, that's winning the Stanley Cup. This game allows me to jump straight to the playoffs, so that's what I'll be doing. The biggest decision of the game, who should I play as? I try to change it up every time to keep it a little interesting. Man, the devs were harsh on these teams. The best overall in the entire game is the Dallas Stars at 86, so I guess I'll play as them. I was also able to set the length of a series to one game instead of the traditional 7. Look, I get this a lot, but there's just so many sports games. It's nice to be able to shorten them when I can. My first game was against the San Jose Sharks. When you go into a match, it shows a pretty ridiculous animation with the players of both teams coming out with colored spotlights. Honestly, it gives me that feel of the Bulls coming out back when Jordan was playing. Getting into the actual gameplay, man, this game just moves so slow. Like, it's not necessarily the frame rate, although it does run a bit choppy. Everything in the game is just slow, I don't know. Even the puck when you shoot doesn't move all that fast. I thought maybe there was a turbo button I wasn't using or something, but nope, that's just how the game plays. A bit into the first period, someone on the other team shoved me down with his stick. 2-minute minor penalty, buddy, you can't do that. The main controls are moving with the joystick, A to pass, B to shoot, and R to change players. There's a couple special passes and shots you can do with the C button, so it's very simple. About halfway into the second period, I had my first goal. Brent Hull with the slap shot to sneak it right by the goalie. Heck yeah, man, that feels so good. The game also does this weird thing anytime there's a break in the action where it zooms in on the scoreboard trying to get me to make noise. Will that make this end quicker? Thankfully, you can skip over most of it. Look at this, the computer shot the puck directly into my goalie's face. What is going on with this game? Nearing the end of the game, the other team went into desperation mode and brought their goalie out on offense as well. I took advantage with quite the unlikely shot. Get in there. We ultimately won 2-0. The team celebrates together and like all their models are just phasing inside of each other. Is this a rare glitch or does it always do this? You know, the N64 has a lot of great video games, but there are still awesome games coming out nowadays. Like the sponsor of today's video, Atlas, who have released Persona 5 Tactica. The Phantom Thieves are back in an all-new adventure with this spin-off of the Persona series. Many fan-favorite characters have returned for this game, as well as some new ones. This turn-based strategy game has many different mechanics to keep veterans of the genre entertained. When enemies are surrounded by 3 of your allies, you can issue a triple threat attack to deal huge damage to all in the area. Each character has different unique abilities, and there are multiple paths to take when unlocking abilities in their respective skill trees. This allows you to figure out which characters synergize well together and play to your own style. If you're new to this type of game, or you just want to have a casual experience, the game offers 5 difficulty levels that can be changed at any time. I really like this because it makes the game approachable to anyone. Depending on which difficulty you choose, you will have more or less access to the baton pass skill, which allows you to swap out a fallen character for someone in reserve. So go ahead and check out Persona 5 Tactica. out now on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Windows PC, PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. Thank you to Atlus for sponsoring today's video. And now back to NHL. My next game was against the Edmonton Oilers. You know, these old sports games tend to have some kind of cheese that you can spam to score easier than normal. This game's cheese seemed to be the wrist shot. I think this is where they don't even lift the stick up. Whatever it is, it was effective. We won this one 3-0. Yeah, that celebration sequence was all glitchy again, so I guess it happens every time. The third match was against the Detroit Red Wings. Let's get into the highlights. The initial face-off goes wild, but Pat Verbeek gets control. Not even a minute into the game, and Doug Brown has a good shot that's deflected, but the legend Vyacheslav Kozlov is there for the follow-up to get the first goal of the game. Ed Belfour's got to secure that puck in that scenario. Not even 30 seconds later, and Brian Scrudland with the rough defense gets hit with the 2-minute minor for charging. Detroit now with a power play. The Red Wings try to take advantage, but Belfour is playing much better defense this time around. 3 saves in a row, wow! Near the end of the first, Tony Herkak weaving in and out of the defenders, but can't quite make the shot. What a stop from Chris Osgood. We get to the end of the first period, Detroit up 1-0. Into the second now, Dallas gets called for offsides. This happened quite a lot this game. It's almost as if the players didn't understand how the rule worked. Later, Brett Hull zooms to the goal and gets it in, or no, he doesn't. What a save there. I thought for sure that one was in. 2 minutes left in the second, and Jamie Longenbrunner whacks the defender with his stick, and that's another 2-minute minor. They're throwing their chances away, folks. However, the Red Wings offense couldn't capitalize on the power play, and we head into the third period, still 1-0 Detroit. It's desperation time with just a little over a minute to go. Joe Nieuwendyk shoots in desperation, but it's obviously blocked. Mike Keane tries to follow, then it's knocked back in by Nieuwendyk. Oh my goodness, we're all tied up with a minute to go, folks. Brendan Shanahan shoots it so hard that it knocks the goalie down. Holy smokes. On the very next possession, the Stars pass it around, and Brett Hull with the goal to take the lead. In just around 40 seconds, the Detroit Red Wings see their Stanley Cup chances slipping away. I've never seen a comeback like this before. In the end, Dallas held on, somehow winning this one 2-1. They just wanted it more, I tell ya. So yeah, anyway, I was now in the Stanley Cup Finals against the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'll take this time to talk about the graphics and audio. The graphics are pretty nice for the time period, I'd say. However, as I mentioned previously, it seems the good graphics came at a heavy cost. This game just runs like garbage. There's not really any music during the gameplay, but there is a commentator.
He carries it over the blue line. Knocked down while winding up. He passes.
He's got a decent variety of lines, but the audio's compressed so much that it just doesn't sound good in my opinion. Not a strong suit for this game for sure. When all was said and done, the Dallas Stars had won the Stanley Cup Finals 2-0. It plays the normal old celebration, then it fades out to a cutscene with your team holding their trophy. Holy heck, man, is that thing that big in real life? Also, my goodness, the game just cannot handle playing this scene. Maybe it's supposed to be slow-mo to look cool? The game's credits are just available to view at any time from the main menu. There's not really any fun cheats or anything like that in this one. If you're wondering, the manual does show controls for fighting, but I never had one happen. I guess it's a pretty rare event for the game. But yeah, that's about all there is for this one. Game complete. So yeah, there you have it. My journey to beating NHL Blades of Steel 99. Yeah, there's not all that much great about this one. They seem to not know whether they wanted a simulation game or an arcade game. The controls are super basic, but the game definitely doesn't run fast and action-packed like Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey. It's really clunky to control the players. It feels like the game runs in slow motion, and even the commentator isn't great. I guess it did look nice visually, but yeah, this is a pretty forgettable sports title. I wouldn't really recommend it. I gave it a 1 out of 10 for enjoyability and a 2 out of 10 for difficulty. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Have a sneak peek at the next game. We got 246 left. Let's see what we get next. 3, 2, 1, go. 163, is this another sports game? Oh shoot. We are playing Paperboy. I've played this on the NES. I Didn't even know it was on this console, so I wonder what this is. But yeah, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. It helps the channel a lot. And if you like this series, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one.